Greetings, summoners, and welcome to my newest YouTube video series, the Snowball Series. Here's a quick rundown of what we're going to be looking at in this series. Simply put, these videos are meant to teach you how to snowball the game from the moment you gain an advantage with your roll. The goal is not to make 100% of your games wins, but much rather to turn winnable games into victories. Today, we will be going over top lane together, the most snowbally of all the lanes. It is very easy to get the lead in top lane, sometimes managing to get kills on your opponent over and over. And although you may shut him down very hard, you may still lose your chance of victory if that is your only impact on the game. We are going to look at specific things you can do to further your advantage. There are 3 points: denying CS and EXP, jungle invasion, and roaming. If you are ahead early in the game, or overall a stronger champion, you can look to push your opponent out of lane and back to base, either by winning a trade or killing them straight up. Fundamentally, what you are doing is denying EXP and CS to your opponent by winning small skirmishes. You should try and do so as long as you are not at risk of getting ganked. In order to avoid ganks in this situation, you can freeze the lane near your turret at about 1/4 of the distance of the lane and just out of tower sight. Doing so will give you a better chance of simply zoning your opponent without having to engage in unnecessary combat. Beware, however, because this may allow or force them to roam, in which case your mid laner or jungler may be at risk. To avoid this, try and set up a ward, call the MIA, and follow if required to protect your mid laner and jungler from invasion. This is the first and usually most understood aspect of top lane strength. The moment your advantage becomes more significant, and if you realize that denying your opponent is not enough, there are more advanced plays you may make. Assuming you can survive a gank involving their jungler, you can farm past your opponent's turret, or take their double golems, wolves, or wraiths. Farming past their tower is forcing a call to help in top lane. The enemy jungler may be alerted by this and head to gank you. If he does not come and shows elsewhere on the map, you may take small jungle camps to put you further ahead while hindering their jungler. If mid decides to go top along with the jungler, politely inform your team of their position in hopes they can pick up dragon. This is a simple way to relieve pressure off other lanes, as more than one champion is required top to slow you down. As you've most likely already ventured into the enemy jungle for smaller camps, start preparing for bigger objectives, the lizard or golem. If you are already aware of the jungler's path, you may have an idea of the respawn on said camp, usually around the 7 or 13 minute mark. You can force a small battle for these buffs, if you feel you are in a position to contest them. You are also putting a large amount of pressure on the enemy team to ensure they secure their buff. This may cost them precious cooldowns that could have otherwise been used against your allies, and thus effectively relieving them from some pressure. If you are successful, this will allow both your mid lane and jungler to take the lead, all the while depriving either the enemy mid or jungler of one of their buffs. Be sure to take timer in order to repeat this process at a later time. For dragon attempts, either push the creeps to turret or kill it, and then head towards dragon. You can either go by and walk from your base or walk down directly from top lane. You can alternatively walk from base to mid or bottom in an attempt to lane gank. If no teamfights occur at dragon, it is advised to go back top lane in order to minimize your losses and keep the already denied opponent top laner in that same situation. Remember to take the timer for later dragon attempts. The trickiest and usually most dangerous play in regards to roaming is diving an enemy to get a kill, effectively forcing them out of lane. If you have innate CC and are fairly tanky, you can look to make a play on mid before or after dragon. If successful, you may find yourself in a situation to pick up mid tower. Taking their mid turret takes away massive vision and map control from your enemy. Grants your jungler better opportunities to invade, and your mid may now be more at liberty to roam, invade with your jungler, or assist other lanes. Alternatively, this may be done for bottom before or after a dragon. Be mindful that you are much further from top lane when doing so. Just a reminder, guys, try and not get greedy. Every time you help the team, it can come at the cost of putting the opposing top laner back into the game. And if you risk too many objectives, you might die in the process, giving away killing spree gold, and potentially giving the enemy team objectives too. So those are my final thoughts on the matter, and that was the top lane Snowball Series video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.